identified as queer. Yet some would switch back and forth between the terms gay and queer indiscriminately. Some used queer as a shorthand for the broader LGBTQ community, and some resisted queer altogether. A few invoked the term in the same politicized spirit as queer studies scholars, as a way to disrupt categories of sexual identity and gender. When describing my interviewees, I mainly refer to them as gay sons of immigrants or second-generation gay men. I will use queer and related terms like queerness and queer sexuality when highlighting moments when the men challenge heteronormativity and heterosexual privilege, as well as commonplace understandings of what it means to be Filipino or Latino. These men identify as gay and queer because they are sexually attracted to men, but they are also queering what it means to be a son of immigrants, a Filipino or Latino person, a man of color, and ultimately, an American. Naming matters. In her book, Call Them by Their True Names, the feminist historian Rebecca Solnit writes, "Precision, accuracy, and clarity matter as gestures of respect toward those to whom you speak. I am a scholar of race, immigration, and sexuality, and as such, every iteration of ethnicity, race, and sexuality entails careful reflection. There will be moments where I do not get it right, but I want the reader to know that I am perpetually trying to do so." Language evolves. As the reclamation of the term queer and the popularization of the term Latinx and Filipinx show, marginalized people are often the driving force of change. The naming conventions I use in this book will continue to evolve after it is published. As anthropologist Jonathan Rosa explains, a new label is not a solution in itself. It's a strategy or a tool for framing a broader dialogue. Speaking of names, I use pseudonyms to make slight changes to the names of organizations and schools to protect the privacy of my interviewees. It is their stories that matter most, and it is the storytelling that will change hearts and minds, and later, hopefully, communities and societies too. Preface. We need to talk, my partner Joe tells me the night after the 2016 election. If something happens to us, we need to figure out what we're going to do. Between the two of us, Joe's the lighthearted one, the one who never sweats the small stuff. I, on the other hand, am the overthinker, the worrier, the anxious one. Classic Virgo. That night, though, he's the one who's overcome with worry. "What do you mean if something happens to us?" I ask. "If something happens to us," he repeats, unwilling to say more. "Like if someone tries to murder us?" I laugh. I laugh to diffuse tension. I laugh whenever he gets mad. It usually works, but not today. "I'm serious," he says. "If something happens to us, I want you to run." "No way. I'll fight with you." Joe can't mask his incredulity. "Babe, you can't fight," he says, gently enough so as not to bruise my ego. He was right. I'd never thrown a punch in my life. Never liked roughhousing with my cousins. Always tapped out if ever friends tried to wrestle me. "I need you to run," Joe says. "I need you to tell the story of what happened. Besides, you fight better with your words." We've been together for nearly a decade now. It's the saddest, most loving thing he's ever said to me. I wonder sometimes whether we were being paranoid, but then I remember what happened in 2016. Hate crimes were on the rise, fueled by a presidential campaign built on racial resentment and xenophobia. There were too many violent incidents that felt too close to home to ignore. In June of that year, my graduate school alma mater went on lockdown, and several friends barricaded themselves in classrooms for hours because of a murder-suicide on campus. 11 days later, I was scheduled to give a commencement speech a few buildings away from where the murder-suicide took place. The morning of the ceremony, I picked up my phone and learned that a mass shooter had killed